Niners! Back again, fam. Talk some more 49er football. Like that. Listen, if you do love the hat, by the way, you will appreciate the fact that for those who've had just about enough of my Jimmy Garoppolo mug, guess what? I got a new one. This all thanks, courtesy of Brian Culp. Listen, contact me, ronbosports@gmail, and let's see if we can work something out for a small fee for the Ronbo Sports gear. Oh, the Bryants, I love that family. They've given me so much stuff. But fam, Brian knows how much I love him. Well, let's get right down into this. It's getting late. Niners like homegrown, fam. The word out on the street right now is the Niners will continue to focus on developing Javon Kinlaw Drake Jackson. If you were, I know. If you were thinking Javon Kinlaw he's not going anywhere. The 49ers said, listen, we picked him in the first round. We're not getting rid of him and giving up too soon. He'll run the 5-year course. They did the same thing with, Mike McGinty just went to his 5th year, so I guess he was 2 years ahead, I guess. It seems longer, though, doesn't it? The gap between Mike McGinty and Javon Kinlaw coming to San Francisco. But, that's the word for the days ahead. Also, they got high hopes on Kalia Davis to put his skills on display in this upcoming season as well. So, fam, ain't going to be no big-ticket defensive line. Chase Young, forget about it. Who else is out there? Some of the guys that they're talking about in Philly, 49ers are looking over in that direction. There is, although as soon as I got through, I was going through putting all these details together, and I says, wait a minute. This writer, what's he talking about, Khalil Mack? 49ers aren't going after Khalil Mack unless Khalil Mack comes back and takes a poverty contract. No way. It's like Nick Bosa says. If it's not broken, you don't fix it. This is why I'm wondering because Nick's got his contract coming up. Even if the 49ers did want to pursue some of these people that are being talked about, they can't. And they're going to get Nick signed no matter what. So there you go. We'll see though. If Khalil Mack does end up, is Khalil Mack the same Khalil Mack that we remember from the Oakland Raider day? Khalil did play a season in Oakland. Okay, is he the same Raider that we remember that's playing over for the Chargers? I don't know. So as I say, no big ticket free agents right now. And John Lynch has went ahead and admitted that there will be a need to add a third quarterback to this roster. Tonight we'll go to the phones for your take on the Niners' plans to replenish the 2023 roster with what we know right now, along with your choice of veteran quarterback addition. I know the combine is going on. I was trying to wait till Sunday. I want to see everybody out there first and see, because I'm done with getting all excited about combine results, because guys come into the combine, they're just Olympians from head to toe, but they can't play no ball. So I'll wait. Anyway, I'll love to hear from you about that too. But about the quarterback situation, fam. We know Purdy won't be available for training camp. That's pretty much what it's going to be right now. It's not going to happen, which means the Niners will need to put more than just a camp arm in the offseason like they like to do each and every year. Can't get away with that this year, fam. They'll need to invest in a veteran quarterback to back up. The question is, though, why, if you're a quarterback, fam, and the 49ers are looking for somebody, you see that ad in the paper or on site? Do you even bother to reply? Because Trey Lance, we already know that Purdy, when he comes back, his potential to return is real possible. It ain't going to be that long. He could be back in November. No matter when he comes back, if you're there, what are they going to say? 49ers going to say, listen, we're sorry that... listen, Brock's back and all. We gave you a 6-game contract anyway. You remember that, right? And Trey Lance is already in the driver's seat. as far as the big red gold machine concerns right now. Trey's out there hugging his horn and carrying on. Jack, I got this. I got this. So, if you're over your backup, what are you coming for? Because there's no escaping the Niners injury history either. That's what I'm talking about. Because if I'm coming over there, I'm going to come over there and get hurt and just be there for a few minutes. That ain't going to work for me mentally. I'm just thinking, no, man, you just put me out there and the first thing I do is get hurt. So, and especially at quarterback. Quarterbacks are always every they're just constantly getting hurt. Really, the reason why we're not talking about a second Super Bowl in a row is because of the quarterback injury situation. You know what I'm saying? It's always about the quarter, not necessarily his play, but that he's not even there. Or if he is there, he's there in a 40% capacity. We don't need that. So if you're going to bring somebody in, it doesn't need to be Josh Johnson. We might as well put Johnson, this last year, we might as well put Johnson in the Philly uniform. He was playing better for them than he was us. So, Jim John Lynch joined Matt Mialko's podcast where the two spoke about the Niners quarterback position. If you caught that or not, I don't know. But Lynch said San Francisco, quote, might look elsewhere, unquote, after saying he's happy with the team's quarterbacks. See, John Lynch, I'm starting to wonder about him because, John will sit there and say things, and a few minutes later, he'll back it up. John, why? I used to trust you. Now you're walking things back all the time for the last couple of years. I'm taking totals on how many times you've done it. Lynch is looking for a vet who can, quote, go win games with a really good roster. Okay, we already know about the roster. We know. Lynch also said, quote, we're happy with what we have at the quarterback position. See, there he goes. There may be a need for an additional quarterback. Okay, fine. That's all I'm saying. We can close our eyes to that and say, hey, we're good, but that's part of this business, unquote. One list of potential free agents quarterbacks the Niners might pursue might include Carson Wentz. No. Let me put a check mark right next to that. Marcus Mariota, there's a word out that he may consider retiring. You heard anything about that? Marcus ain't that old, unless he's just fed up with football. That maybe the the Falcons pulled him last year may have pissed him off. Tony did say Marcus quit on him after he got pulled. Baker Mayfield, no. Sam Darnold, maybe. Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy's starting to look like a 49er. You know what I'm saying? When I say that, I mean Teddy's laid up in the hospital every few minutes, too. Jacoby Brissett? Yeah. See, because you don't have to be a Tom Brady or even a Patrick Mahomes to run Kyle's offense. You just need to be efficient, be sharp, be crisp. Just be efficient. You ain't got to go out there and be a world beater. The whole team's not going to be on your shoulders. What's going to be dependent upon is your ability to read and release and get that ball to the right player now. Because we're going to run the ball a lot. But when we do start throwing the ball, it's going to be precision routes. They're going to have to be done quickly. That's what we want. Running skills, yeah, okay. But I need for you to get rid of the ball. Because in Kyle Shanahan's offense, there's always somebody open. So all that running around, okay, we'll take it, but it's not necessary. Get the ball. Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Taylor Heineke. Brock Purdy, huh? Brock Purdy, too. Maybe. Anybody else you're looking at, fam? Also, a lot of speed coming out of the combine. Now, this is one thing I'm blown away about. I'm looking at these guys. They broke 4.3 today? Cornerback? What's his name? I'm watching it. The dude didn't even look like he was working hard. In fact, I'm not sure if he didn't pull up at the end in a 4.27. Big Show, you got to fill me in on these guys. Oh, and by the way, come up tomorrow. Did you hear that the best tight end group in the last 10 years will be showing their physical prowess tomorrow? I'll be watching that. Because who's been looking for a tight end forever? The 49ers like homegrown all of a sudden. They're not like the Rams. By the way, fam, if you want to join me over Twitter, I do follow back, by the way. I'm forming a special task force to get Rudy when I'm not, because I'm on him like white on rice, partner. But I'm all over Rudy, man. Every time he comes in with his little jacks, it's digs, and it's 49ers, I'll put him up on blast. I'll retweet him and say something to him. I said, you know what, Rudy, you do Rudy. You know. So yeah, so come on over and help me work, Rudy, because it's just such a good time. Because the man ain't got no ammunition. The guy's shooting blanks. He thinks it's 2022 when he won the Super Bowl. It's over. Rudy, it's over, man. Building a better team in Detroit than you are in Los Angeles. They get the number 6 pick this year because of you guys. Shut up. So I want to talk more about the Combine Sunday, though, but feel free to talk about anything that you've been impressed with as far as the Combine goes, because I'm done, fam. I'm done getting all excited because every year I get, ooh, look at this. Oh, man, can we pick up in the second or third round? There are some quarterbacks out there. I don't know. They can move. I'd see. Can they play ball? Is what I want to know. Big Show. Hey. Oh, and that edge rusher. Oh, my God. His name is Nolan Smith. I was watching that. 4.44 40? An edge rusher? See, that's what I'm talking about when I say mobile quarterback. See, quarterbacks, best thing you can do is don't think about running. If the play breaks down, you got to run for your life. Okay, I get that. But you know what you need to do? Your first priority? Get that rock out your hands before you get your ass killed. Because we don't have any offensive linemen. They're going to stop guys that can move like this. 4.44? Get what? Get rid of the ball. Get rid of the ball. Downfield shots. See, this is why I'm saying the league is adjusting to the all-passing game. And I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know in what form or fashion. The hybrids coming out of school now, they're leaner, they're faster, and I imagine they're maybe even stronger. That spells doom for that running quarterback. They didn't bust out that pocket. They'll be all over his ass. So, 4.44. I want one of those, though. I want 2 or 3 of those, actually. Big Show, I'll refer to you about Nolan Smith, man. I just want to know, can he play ball? Also, that cornerback that came down and broke 4.3. That boy did a 4.27. Damn! I've been waiting for this to happen. I'm watching it. What? And look at him. He ain't even working hard. You can call in for drug testing, though. You just know that, don't you? Good Lord. So anyway, man, the modern day athlete, watch 4.2 become the norm soon. If you run a 4.3 something, right now it's 4.4 something is kind of what you call fast. 5 years from now, that'll be slow. Tony, get in here.
Sick, Ronbo. Plug you in, brother.
All right.
How are you, mate?
Tony, doing great. I'm watching the NFL evolve. I'm watching the 49ers say, listen, we're not paying any large amount of money for any defensive lineman out there. 2014 is pretty much identified by its pass rush. Do you concerned about this type of thinking? 49ers are not. I imagine the 49ers are going to look at some of those guys in the draft. But that's what they want to do. The 49ers want to go all homegrown now, I think, which is, something you either appreciate or not. What are you thinking about that?
Well, you got Drake Jackson, who's not even leaving the facility this year.
He's working hard, yeah.
He's staying there, so he might come out all swole up. And, we don't know what we're going to see at the beginning of next season, Ronbo. These guys are in there. They can see their progress. They know what they're up to. We're just speculating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Kinlaw? Tony, do you think it's possible that we could be, most of us, 98% of us could be wrong about Javon Kinlaw?
I think, like I said before, I think they rushed him back a little bit too early. Yeah. He had problems with fluid getting into his knee. I'm sure in this day and age in the medical field, they can sort that out. And they use stem cell injections and all kinds of different things these days for speedy recoveries and things like that.
True.
So I'm just keen to give the bloke a whole off season to recover. That way he hasn't got Kyle rushing him back, 3 weeks earlier than he should be.
Mm.
And
it was an emergency situation last year. We got to stay out of that too.
Yeah. At the end of next year, well, if he's no good, he's no good. But it's their fault in one way because they get rid of guys that are not injury prone, like Buckner, right? And then I can't work it out because I think to myself, you just got rid of a monster, and now you just imported, right, a dude with an injury. I mean, Kalia Davis was drafted with an injury.
Yeah.
Look, what the F's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
I can't work it out.
The 49ers are trying to, how the term the right way. The 49ers are trying to build this roster, and maybe Green Bay or even New England model. They don't want to go out of their pocket when they want to spend big money. They want that money to be available, right? So you try to, the scouting, what I'm thinking now is the scouts actually have built up a reputation for bringing back some really good talents in the later rounds and things like that. So maybe they're going to rely upon those same guys to continue that same quality of work, is my guess.
Look, Ronbo, you mentioned a long time ago Belichick, right?
Mm.
So you got to work out what your strengths are at recruiting players. If 49ers strengths are recruiting running backs and receivers, well then they're the positions that you can dispose of whenever you feel like it.
Mm.
Right? But O-line, D-line, you've seen in the Super Bowl, we need quarterback protection.
Bad.
You can't win the Super Bowl without protecting the main dude that's throwing the ball.
Absolutely.
Even if you've got a D-line that puts pressure on the quarterback, there's I don't think necessarily you need a whole bunch of sacks. Right? I just think you need people chasing this guy. That's enough.
In fact,
where he's running
what you mentioned there,
life.
Tony, I want to elaborate on that just a minute. What you mentioned there with the pressures, the pressures are what cause INTs more than sacks. You want that guy to be throwing that ball under a lot of stress, actually, as often as possible.
Exactly. Because if he's exactly what you said, the pressures are the ones that are going to force him to throw on the run or throw, a ball, a tipped ball or whatever the case may be. So I understand, it's good. It's nice to have, like the Eagles, 70 sacks for the season, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And not a one in the Super Bowl.
Me, yeah. But pressures for me in a team, all right, say, for example, in a team that's given more pressures than anybody else in the league, and then you have absolutely impenetrable fucking bloody O-line, and you got Patrick Mahomes there.
That's how you win games.
Throwing the ball.
Yeah. And
he's going to win you the games.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more time you give this guy, the more time he's got to distribute the ball, the more time your receivers have got to get open.
To do their thing. And they're not and defensive backs are at a disadvantage when that receiver's got plenty of time to move around. Yeah.
So, they did interview a few young blokes, but like I said, they're not dumb, you know what I mean? They'll get some young kids that they can see, okay, this guy's got the speed, he's got the size, he just needs technique.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And they'll get those guys and they'll put them into development. So I'm not worried because plus you've got Kasurik there, Ronbo.
Yeah. And DeForest over the offensive line. Actually, that offensive line we got it's probably doing better work than they ordinarily would be able to. Because, Trent Williams is an entity all to himself. But you look at what they did with Aaron, and then also Aaron Banks. Brindle, I was worried to death, Tony, coming into the season with Brindle at center. I said, oh, my God, what are we talking about here? And to the right of him, I like what I'm seeing and the kids over there. But, it's coaching. We got great coaches. And our guys got eyes for talent,
That's right. To be able to see talent is one thing. And if you say, for example, this guy's got all the attributes that he needs to become a superstar, all he has to do is put on 20 pounds of muscle.
Get into
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Eating,
and they're the guys I think they're after. No, that nobody else is looking at. He's too small. But they look at his speed. They look at his strength.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
A lot of scouts are like that. They've got a formula. You see, that formula, that's just stupid. And that's proven to be stupid on how many occasions. I don't know. Scouts, some of them are lazy. I wouldn't have. He'd be fired if I knew he was acting like doing that. But say that, that's what they do.
So, we'll be okay. Let's see what they come up with. Like I said before, we all get surprised and go, shit, wait a minute.
Every year,
John,
Tony.
you put the straight face on again, didn't you? Lynchy, good on you, mate.
John Lynch, he amazes me, though. He comes in with that big shit-eating grin, and he says some of the things that get you going, and then he'll walk it back a little while later because, John, we're real satisfied with our quarterback room. And a few minutes later, we're thinking now it's in the nature of the business. We're going to have to bring in a veteran quarterback. John, why did you just say that in the first place? We knew you did. Why you've got one kid laying in the hospital right now, recuperating from an operation. You got another one. You haven't even cleared Trey Lance clearly yet. If we started today, would he be able to play? And now who's after that? You got nobody. Of course, you got to go get another one. So,
Look, that's another thing I wanted to tell you. I keep forgetting about it. The elbow surgery with Purdy.
Yeah.
What they do with the baseball throwers is they actually wear that tendon out, right?
Yeah.
And they've got that much experience now that they know when they go in there and Tommy John surgery. They only do that to baseball players because they wear the tendon out to the point where you cannot repair it. Right? It's like trying to sew an old Hesham sack back together and it keeps ripping. So to do the Tommy John surgery, they either have to get ligament or tendon or whatever it's called from another part of your body or from a cadaver.
Yep.
But in this case, his isn't torn right off. All I have to do is sew it back on and it'll regrow because he's young.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that big, massive surgery.
And like you say also, it hasn't been worn down to its final few threads. So just reattaching it would be the thing. Can you imagine?
It's just a freak accident.
Must have felt when that happened. Jesus Christ! Can you imagine a tendon just being snapped? Oh.
Yeah, well, you see guys pull up when they snap the hammy or whatever, and they're on the ground in excruciating pain.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But like you said, there was no facial expression on this kid. I mean, he must be tough as nails. Yeah.
People accuse him of being soft. I was thinking, what are you talking about?
Bullshit.
That's extreme pain. And he came back out on the field?
That's ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And tried to throw the ball again?
He did a couple of times. He didn't go anywhere, but he tried.
He's not soft, Ronbo. He's tough. He reminds me of CJ. Yeah. CJ Beathard should have been a boxer.
The legendary, right? God, he used to take some hits.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd get knocked. The camera would be on him. He'd get knocked all the way out of the frame. Jesus, where? And then they finally find him laying in the dirt. Damn, he's getting up. Woo, CJ.
You can just picture dudes. You can just picture dudes at home watching him. He did. He ain't getting back up. He did.
I can tell. I mean, see, every now and then you see him stay down for a minute, but usually CJ bounce right back up like, it's the best you got. And he wasn't a big, strong-looking guy either. He's just tough, man. So yeah.
But safety, who's going to be our next safety?
Yeah, there's some kids in the draft. There are some prospects at the defensive backs in this lot look good. The tight ends and defensive backs. I'm looking forward to tight ends tomorrow because we need one. But the defensive backs and some of the linemen out there, Tony, they're a bunch of freaks now. And like I said, the NFL is evolving with the passing game, right? So now you're not the big lumbering monsters that come knocking your offensive lineman into the dirt. You've got that kid that can move with athleticism and speed. So for that quarterback that escapes the pocket, this kid can go run him down. I didn't see this coming because I thought that big guy is that big guy. Big guys don't run like that. For what? Oh, come on. 5'2", maybe?
Ronbo, Usain Bolt is 6'5", all right? 207 pounds. Imagine having a person like that as a safety.
He probably can't maneuver.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, the thing. Usually
he runs a 10-4, 100 meters, man. Imagine having a Derrick Henry as a person that could run a 10-second, 10-8, 10-7, 10-9, 100-meter sprint, and having someone as big as Derrick Henry as a safety. When he hits that bloke, whoever's carrying that ball, mate, that guy's not even going to attempt to go his way the next time he gets the ball.
Even the physicality going downfield, it's going to make that for that receiver to keep that voice in his head is going to be going nuts. You're hearing footsteps. That pain that you experience on that last hit, you don't really feel like you want to endure that again. You're going to start, asking yourself, do you really want to play football at some point with a guy's hitting you like that? Mentally, you've got to be really, really something to be able to deal with specimens like that all game long.
Ronbo, you live in America. I'm in Australia. Can you get someone over there in the 49ers coaching staff to get Jesus Christ, he just flew out of my head. What's his name, that dude that used to hit everyone?
Ronnie Lott?
Ronnie Lott. Can you get someone to get Ronnie Lott down here and teach these guys how to hit safeties, whatever, corners?
There's only Ronnie Lott's, your Dick Butkus's. There's certain guys that are born like that. They didn't have to be. They just found their place in life. There's a lot of guys.
He was a smaller dude.
Yeah, he was, but he knocked the bejesus out of you.
You know how the
number 2 on the list.
kick a banana? You know how kickboxers kick a banana tree to get that bone, and all that stuff in their shin?
Tony, they bamboo, Tony. They kick bamboo trees, Thai boxers, over and over and over. It's sick, but effective.
What
so
this
I know
guy
what you're
used
talking
to hit, he used to shoulder charge a big, huge, heavy bag for boxing. He used to run into that all the time.
He was an animal.
Ronnie Lott.
And like the saying goes, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in that dog. And Ronnie Lott was all that and a piece of cake. He's ranked number 2 of all-time best hitters right after Butkus. Look at the size difference in Butkus and Lott.
And he was nowhere near the biggest guy on the field.
It's crazy. Tony, it's been fun. I tell you what, I'll be back Sunday. We'll go over some of the things that we saw in the combine and whether to get excited or not. And so there's going to be more said. They haven't actually revealed any of the deals that are being made in the combine. This is where pretty much coaches do that, even though it's not illegal. But the league turns a blind eye to it. But I'll see you Sunday, okay?
All right, brother. Shout out to everybody and see you in the next one.
Looking forward to it, Tony. Good day, fam.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chill. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Phil, we're sitting here raking through the ashes here. And, we got a situation coming up with the quarterback here. I forgot to ask Tony if he had any suggestions he'd like to see come in and play that veteran spot. even though that spot is really a one that I wouldn't sign up for. Also, Phil, have you seen anything in the as far as a defensive lineman out there that you wish we could go ahead and spend some money on? 49ers like at homegrown, and they're serious about that. But go ahead.
I don't think the Niners are going to spend money. That's what worries me.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be cheap this year, and that bothers me. So, I was hoping they would get a top-notch defensive tackle, and I don't think that's going to happen.
No. And they were hoping Javon Kinlaw can come around. That's a frightening thought.
Yeah.
I bet he might. I don't know. We don't know anything about
Kalia
Davis.
Yeah, that's a wishful list. So, and then I'm worried about offensive line. I think they're going to put McKivitz at right tackle, which isn't too bad. But what about center? If they don't get Brindle, I think they're
they'd be messing up because you're not going to put Brunskill at center and expect to do. That's not where he's best at.
No,
I think they're kidding us.
You signed Brunskill. I would love to have Brunskill back.
Yeah, you want him, but not at center. I mean, he does everything else.
No,
he does okay.
Utility guy.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just worried a little bit about how Lynch's interviews went, and just how it's going to go. And I'm not worried about our quarterback room. I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I'm more worried about offensive line and defensive line.
And we have this conversation every year, too. Not defensive line, but offensive line. We have this conversation every year, Phil. Try to think of the last time we were concerned.
Every year. I think we filled a little bit of it, with we got Trent and what's his name on the left side.
You got Aaron Banks. He's working out okay. Brindle was fine. So you got over.
And I thought Burford is okay.
Yeah, and he'll come around. I think he will.
You need to fill that right tackle spot. And you need to fill the center. And we always talk about the center.
Always, because it's Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. You need a center that's cerebral, can read quickly, process it, get it back to the quarterback.
And then we need help for Nick. We just don't have that help.
Yeah.
Whether it's inside at the tackle or outside at the edge, that's the problem we have. Everything else we're okay, except for maybe safety, but I think Gibson's going to sign. But
he's going to now.
Hey, Phil, can I ask you one question, man? Why you sound like Nick Bosa, man? You and Nick sound like you both been hit by a tranquilizer gun.
I guess somebody's back. Jack is back.
Here?
Jack, would you wait a minute? You mean, man? Phil's fine.
I'm just asking Nick.
Don't ask him.
Nick
Don't ask him
Phil
that.
Sound exactly the same, Nick.
He's fine. Stop it, Jack.
Both of y'all sound like y'all been hit with a tranquilizer gun.
I wish I got paid as much as Nick.
You know what? I want to know right now, live on the air, man. What does Chill Pill Phil do for a living? Because you must be badass
He's
at
retired.
what you do, like Nick Bosa.
I'm retired.
From the CIA.
Okay, well, you're a badass retiree. I'll tell you that.
What?
He thinks you're a badass retiree. All right, Jack, hold on. Let Phil finish up here. All right. Go ahead, Phil.
I am, but you know what? Whatever. Who was that?
That's Jack. Jack comes in periodically. He takes some time off, then he comes back suddenly. He always comes back suddenly. But yeah. Phil, go ahead. Finish that line of thinking.
What I totally lost my line of thinking. So
we were talking about the 49ers not wanting to spend any money this year. You know, I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't know it because we got too many people, Phil.
I'm just seeing how they're treating Robbie. I mean,
say it again.
You're going to go for a rookie kicker? Hello?
Oh. No. You know what? That's where I draw the line. Now that's when I do panic. Because Robbie, I don't care who else you sign. You got to sign Nick, and Robbie's in that same package.
You're dealing with maybe $1 million in the whole thing, and you might lose 2 or 3 games because you go with a rookie kicker.
And I can't imagine Robbie being unreasonable. I don't think he wants to go anywhere else.
No, he doesn't.
They plan on playing hardball with him as it's written, Phil.
Exactly.
I don't know why.
That's what worries me. That's what worries me, Ronbo.
I
You
have
know
no
what?
idea what they're
If
thinking.
we miss a kick like Dallas,
Phil, if we
Are
miss
you
the playoffs
serious?
next year because of the fact that we refuse to spend any money or even make an attempt to keep some of our better players,
that
a lot of us are
worries
going to be
me.
pissed off.
That worries me. That's chump change. Really.
We lost the Forrest Buckner over that $1 million you're talking about, too. From what I
You got a
read,
guy that kicked 39 out of 39 straight playoff kicks in a row. An all-time record.
which will probably never be touched. And you're going to tell me you're going to
The
play
guy is
hardball with him?
solid.
For what?
In bad weather, in Green Bay when it's snowing.
When you're from
Put
Chicago,
it through.
you're
40
built.
yards out.
Yeah. The man grew up in
I mean,
Chicago area in that cold, kicking
They
the ball.
signed Peppers.
Oh,
They signed Peppers, which is a good move.
well, yeah.
But man, guy, what are you doing? I don't know. I'm just a little bit weary.
Because he'll be in
And,
Dallas
You know,
5 minutes after the
For
negotiations
Chill
break down
Phil-
with the 49ers.
for Chill Phil to be a little worried,
It never happens, I know. But it changed your name, Phil.
I know.
Phil's now concerned.
Sour Phil or
Concerned
something
Phil.
like that, right?
The Cowboys will pick him
But
up, Phil.
anyway,
He'll
I'm
be
just
playing
worried
against
that
us.
The Niners are getting a little too cheap, and
Maybe
I
they
don't
really-
know if the renegotiating of contracts is going bad.
It is.
I don't know if that's the reason.
Phil,
I don't know.
you're paying quarterback money to Nick Bosa, okay?
Well, even Nick says he wants to win.
So maybe
More
they
than
don't need to
anything.
play quarterback money. Maybe Nick will be happy with 30, not 35 like some people are thinking.
Exactly. But, I'm worried about, like Fred Warner and George Kittle, that those guys that Armstead, that they want to renegotiate to make some money room.
Yeah.
Are they going to cooperate? And that's the key. So,
Well, that's why they're looking to draft somebody every year to make replacements. I'm a little concerned about
and you know what? We can't
Alshar
even talk
leaving.
about the draft until the free agency is done.
Yeah.
Because we don't even know what slots need to be filled.
Honestly, that's
So,
true.
It's good to watch these combines and all this stuff,
Yeah.
but we're drafting at 100, 101, 103. So,
But Phil, that's what we do. We do our best work after that first 100 anyway. So
I know.
yeah.
I know, but we're going to have to. But also, we need to excel in free agency right now. So that's my biggest concern.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of company, Phil. I got a feeling next year will be the money spending time for the 49ers. I really think they're out of money, Phil. Finally, Parag
But
has
next
thrown
year
his hands in the air.
we got a first, a second, a third, 4 thirds.
Oh, we hit the money
a
load
fifth,
next
a
year.
sixth, a seventh.
Oh yeah. That's
And
next year.
so next year we got draft all over the place. That's where
And-
we refill the tank. But
and
this
Phil,
year,
money too, because you're not spending any this year. So draft picks and money next year galore. Rudy, you can't say that.
Rudy's dead. The Rams are dead.
They really are in trouble.
The Rams and the Cardinals are dead. I'm worried about Seattle a little bit, but
And you have to. Pete Carroll You got to respect him.
I'm worried about Kansas City, Philly, those teams.
Philly's got a problem
Because
too,
we
though.
want to win the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So those are the teams we need to worry about. So
Our division is just nah. So it's gonna
I
take
think
some.
we got our division.
Yeah.
It's a walk off, but
The nucleus is still
how do
there.
we get the Lombardi? That's the key.
Yeah, that's what
Lombardi.
you need. Yeah, that's when talent's going to win it for you, on both sides of the ball, especially in the trenches. So you're right. We'll survive, Phil. Phil, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see you Sunday, and we're going to look at some prospects in the combine and get excited about them for reasons unknown, because we haven't seen them play yet.
We need to
watch the
excel at
college
free
tape.
agency. We need to excel at free agency, and I don't know
I
if the
agree with
Niners are going to spend the money.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. They've already said they're not going.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Have a great day, Phil. We'll be
All
okay.
right. Take care.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Later. Bye.
Can you imagine? Usually Phil's one that has to calm me down. I'm here telling Phil not to worry. Hey, Johnny Robinson. What's up, fellow Niner fans? And Ronbo. Hey, we'll be back and winning again. The league is terrified of us because we are the best team with the best fans. Johnny, thanks for the contribution. I don't know how it can be said any better than that. And the Big Show says, let's get cheap on Tank for Williams. Show, how do you like that guy Richardson, some other guys? You know what's going to be funny? If Richardson goes to the Commanders, they may have another bigger, stronger, faster version of Mahomes. That's going to be interesting to see. If Bieniemy, which everybody says, it was Andy Reid's offense. Actually, Bieniemy was probably the real mind behind that success. Jack, would you get in here, please? Jack, come in here. Jack, the first thing you do is jump on
I'm
Phil.
just saying, man. I'm worried about Chill Pill Phil, man. He sounded too much like Nick Bosa, like when they've been hit with a tranquilizer gun or something. You know what I'm saying? They sound too damn chill, man. What's in that pill?
Jack, it's healthy to be
Phil?
chill. You know, guys like you and
good,
me,
man.
all
I
pumped
love
up
it.
all
I love
the
it, man.
time.
I love me some Chill Pill. I
You know?
love me some Chill Pill Phil and some Nick Bosa, because Nick Bosa just got done wrecking everybody's goddamn hearts out on the offensive line, and he comes in like nothing just happened. It's just like Chill Pill Phil, like nothing just happened.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that, man? That was amazing.
That's how you live longer. Good for
Shout
your
out
heart
to
rate.
him, you know what I'm saying?
It's better for it's healthy, Jack.
But listen, man, we ain't gonna get a defensive tackle because like I told you guys last year after the draft. I said, Jack said it. Yeah, you guys can run the tape back. Is that Kalia Davis was the best draft pick, and we should have got our boy, the wide receiver from Pittsburgh. And me and Ronbo fell in love with him. Ronbo fell in love with the end, but we
agreed. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? George Pickens, but you know what I'm saying? No, we have to get another, like I said, John Lynch type of Pac-12 defensive end. Solomon Thomas. I told you this shit ain't gonna work out, but hey, this dude's doing backflips over here like it's nonchalant, and you know what I'm saying? Got like 3 goddamn sacks. You feel me? Quit doing goddamn backflips
Jack,
and get your ass some
that's
leg
not the worst
muscle.
part. Jack, he ran out of gas 7-8 weeks into the season.
Ran out
Somebody
of
had to
gas
remind
to
him this
you
is
don't
not
got the
college
tech.
football. You should have been training.
Because he's doing backflips, brother. He's being a gymnastics. He's a goddamn Olympic.
He'll be okay.
But yeah,
I'm expecting good things from him
man.
this year.
Yeah, man, you got to send me a Ronbo Sports hat to the UK so I could walk around with it, get people involved out over here, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Brian,
real talk.
Okay, what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'll send you my address. You guys can send me a hat. You know, tell production or whatever. But I'll rock it in the UK to let people know. Get
Awesome.
some clout out in Europe. But you know, all the BS aside, man. Listen, I called Brandon Ayuk before Cool Whip. Cool Whip just said it the following month. I showed you guys the tape. So I said Brandon Ayuk and Laviska Shenault that year, right?
I remember.
I told you
I
guys
remember Shenault for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what a Brandon Ayuk
and
was.
Brandon Ayuk at the same time. I said both of them too. I said I like both of them too at the same time. Anyway, that is my favorite wide receiver. He has the best routes. He is better than Debo, route running, catch it, and he needs a quarterback to finally get him the ball in stride. And with Purdy, bang! Now you're starting to see Brandon Ayuk shine. This is all I was asking for. We need a guy like Tom Brady to put him right in stride, and then you're going to see, because he's juking all these dudes. He's showing you why C.D. Lamb is second best to him.
Between him and the defender.
Yes,
True.
and Hufanga is going to shine too, with our new defensive coordinator. Hufanga will shine, and he, you know what I'm saying? He's a bad boy. But and them two are my best players, offense, defense, you know what I'm saying? But this year, guys, I mean, I'm coming for everybody's neck. It's draft season. I'm the king of the draft from Jamal Adams. Let's start a controversy. 2017, I made your jaw drop like E40 when I had Go Hard sounding like a, you know what I'm saying, like a dumbass with his tuna salad, whatever the hell he was eating with his Louisiana hot sauce. He couldn't even respond. Everybody was in shock. Trash says this has gone viral, and this is 2017. But listen, everybody, I'm telling you, I know what we need for the draft, and you guys are going to get it from the best draft king on this radio talk show next week. We're going to start this drama, baby.
He's and the most humble you're ever going to hear from. Jack, you know what, though? I give you
gotta
credit.
be humble,
You know what, though? We shared a dislike for that Solomon T thing. I was crushed. It took me a couple of days to get over that, you know, because there was a lot of great players in that draft. Why did you do that? And like you said, that must have been John, because he was classmates. He's also from Stanford. I mean, John, that's not a reason to pick up a ball player. So, you know, man.
And he's trying to make up for it with these SEC dudes doing backflip. I'm telling you, man, quit doing that, John. Man.
No, SEC.
On, man.
No, he's big. He's SC. People get on me about that. There's about 3 or 4 guys I know that Ronbo, man. You need to stop talking about the SEC, man. We got good ball players. Right, we do not. We don't not like the SEC. That's where the cream.
You know, we need a Ronald Blair type of dude that's gonna just get us the numbers. You know what I'm saying? A Ronald Blair type. What happened to Ronald Blair? Guys like that. That's who we need on the D line, man.
Yeah.
You know? So straight forward. But listen, man, let's keep it pushing. Good to hear your voice. You know what I'm saying? Great year and all that stuff. You know, we got done dirty and shit as usual because, you know, they be hating on us. But that's all right. We're going to get these third-round picks because John Lynch don't know how to pick in the first and second rounds usually. They're going to get these third-round picks and turn them into like a George Kittle or something like that, Fred Warner or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, good to hear all of y'all, man. And you know what? You got to be humble after you talk after Chill, Pill, Phil, baby. Let's keep it pushing. 100, baby. UK loves y'all. Let's get it.
Jack, love you too, fam. Don't be a stranger. Don't make us wait so long, Jack. I'll be looking for you a little later. Yeah, but Jack, you know my email. Get that email to me, and I'll forward.
The draft king is back, baby. Jack is back. Yeah. All right.
As a matter of fact, talk about DraftKings. What's our game from New Zealand? Where is he? This is his time of year. And the Big Show says, "Excuse me, I'm the draft king of this hill." Jack, I got to tell you, Big Show does dial up some real good numbers. God, I'd love to see you guys debate one day as to who to pick up in the draft. That would be funny. We take notes. We got to set that up. By the way, Chris Hansen, I see you. Listen, guys, contact me, rombosports@gmail.com, and I'll forward names to Bryant. Now, there will be a small fee probably, but you don't mind paying that because, you know, there's some work involved in putting the hat together. And if you like that mug that's been replaced, I feel weird picking up a mug without seeing Jimmy on it. No. It still tastes okay. Okay. And, hey, yo, J-Dog.
Yo, what up, Ronbo? What's going on, bro? How you been, bro?
I've been great. We haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing? You know?
Oh, man, you know, man, I've been trying to lay low, man. I've been so, like, up and down with the season. You know me, Ronbo. J-Dog, Boston in the mother effing house, the president of the Kyle Shanahan I Hate You fan club. And I'm not here for that. I'm not going to go there. Hey, I'm not going to go there.
No, you can do that. People like when you go off like that. If you want to go, but we already had that session when we went off on Kyle. I think you was there for that one, weren't you? Anyway, we've been working Kyle for a long time, unless you want to add some more to it. Right now, the 49ers are talking about not spending any money on that defensive line. You know, that's what we're all about, that defensive line. So either they know something we don't know, or they really did run out of money finally, and Parag just threw his hands up in the air and said, listen, you guys ask me to move mountains every year. I can't do it this year. If we're going to sign Nick Bosa, I need to be left alone, turn the lights out on your way out, and let me think. You know, because I think they probably finally ran into a wall.
Yo, I feel you, Ronbo. I have to agree with you there, but I'm gonna let's move Nick Bosa to the side. We already know what's gonna happen there. He's gonna get paid. He'll be the highest defensive player in the league.
Yep.
And we know all of that. And
just got the MVP. You know, they got to pay him.
My thing is this, Ronbo. My thing is this, and this is for all you Kyle Shanahan, Kool-Aid drinkers. You don't care about if Kyle Shanahan is this and that. We know he's running the 49ers, but goddamn, Shanahan, get some dogs on this line. Stop playing, man. Get some dogs on this line. How many years, Ronbo? Let me ask you the question because we went back and forth on this a couple shows. When have you ever seen that right side looking so sweet in his tenure? Never. You know, get that right side together, man.
That's right.
Like, stop playing around. You're wasting this window. We're in a window right now. We need to win now. So if you're going to do something, start with the offensive line. Stop playing around. And it's ridiculous. And these Kyle Shanahan supporters won't come to you, and they won't talk about this. This is the real issue, Ronbo. If you look at the teams that we battle against in the NFC Championship or whatever, the offensive line or the defensive line is going to be a deciding factor, and it comes down to the nitty-gritty. So that's been our Achilles heel with the injuries and stuff. But guess what? Mm-hmm. The right side of the line is a major issue, and it's been a major issue. How many times do we have to see two all-pro defensive linemen line up on the right side and run from Trent Williams? Give me a break.
With no shame whatsoever. You can see him from the top of the stadium in the cheap seat, nosebleed section. Absolutely. You can see them dudes filing up on the right side. And like, can we do something about this, please?
You can't get somebody to compete at what Mike McGlinchey. You can't get an old veteran. I mean, I don't know if you remember. I know you know Jason Peters. He was out there for last year or whatever like that. He would have been a tremendous pickup just because he's tough. Like, he's a dog. Even though he's old. Get some dogs on this right side. Stop playing. We got a window man. We got guys that have been paid. Kittle, Debo, another year with these guys. If you know what I mean? Like, the window's there. Everybody's paid. We're ready to go. You know what I mean? Let's go. It's the right side, Ronbo. And yes, as the president of the Kyle Shanahan fan club, you got to start with Kyle. Kyle is the guy who's running the San Francisco 49ers. Get this right side together. But we know they're not the Kyle Shanahan Kool-Aid guys, but the real Niners fans know that Kyle's a control freak.
I know I've known that for a while. But you know, I just want to add a little bit on this though, because here's the thing. Kyle, maybe, you know how you walk in, you know, you're 13, 14 years old, you come in, you tell your mom you want Nikes, and she's trying to buy you kids, you know, and you say, Mom, I need for you to understand my position here. I'm looking bad. So Kyle probably walks in the office and says, listen, there's got to be something we can do. Kyle, we just don't have the funding right now to get a blue chip player to put down there. We're going to work with Mike. We're going to see if we can get him up to speed. And Kyle probably walked those hands up in there and walks out of the room. I got a feeling Kyle knows that Mike McGlinchey's a problem, and that's why he's not coming back next year. You know.
Check it. I agree, Ronbo. And let me just say, check it out. What I'm not saying is what I need to say is basically when you're the San Francisco 49ers, you have this coach who is a control freak, as in Kyle Shanahan. He's not going to bring in a Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Somebody could get to tell him, hey, Kyle, get the hell out of here. I know what it takes. He's going to bring in his guy, a guy who has no choice but to listen to him. So, okay, Kyle, if you're going to go that route, protect him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, get him protected. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, there's times we can't able to run the ball on the right side. Yeah, McGlinchey's okay and all that, but how many times do we need to see an old J.J. Watt just tossing to the side and just like come on, man. You know, so that's what it is.
Lesser
Ronbo,
players
but,
than JJ too, fam. Lesser. I mean, I'm talking
and you already know.
cornerbacks that weigh half as much as Mike. And that hip throw that what's his name threw out of Dallas on Mike, that was embarrassing to every 49er fan on the planet because they televised it, they replayed it and kept replaying it.
Yeah.
I said, you know, Mika hasn't done that to anybody in the
Can I
NFL
get
except
one-
for him.
Yeah. Can I get a quick one? Because I know you got to run. But let me get a quick question for you, and I'd like you to answer this, please. I'm gonna hang up. I want you to answer this.
Go ahead.
But I also want the faithful to answer this too, right? I got this question. J-Dog Boston in the house with all these bandwagon Patriots fans. It's just ridiculous over here. But anyway, I want to ask you this. You know, Brandon Ayuk. Okay. Now, if you know what you know, he's in conversations. People gotta want a Brandon Ayuk with the contract, and on top of that, let's be honest, we're not going to pay a Brandon Ayuk. So what do you think you could get for a Brandon Ayuk? Do you think you can get a first? And then also, part two to this question is, would teams want a George Kittle contract, and can you get a first for George Kittle? And I'm going to hang up. I want the faithful to answer this question. I love y'all, the faithful in the chat. Boston in the house, Niners in the house, Ronbo in the house. I love y'all, man.
J-Dog,
I just need to hear it.
You can hang on because we don't have anybody calling in tonight because it's one of those nights. But listen,
Okay.
you know, that conversation is going to come up, I suggest, and next year.
Oh, really?
I think it's going to come up
I'd
next
love to
year.
hear it, Ronbo.
And you know why I say that? Because we've already ran into this situation where they're saying, well, we're not going to be spending any money on a defensive lineman. Now, John Lynch never, ever says that. Now, since he's been with us, we've never heard one single year of John Lynch not parading defensive linemen in, whether they were good or not. You heard about them coming in for a look. All right. Now, this year he's saying we're not even going to be looking for them, not even the ones that aren't even expensive. That's kind of frightening, okay? So you know Al-Shar is leaving this year, and that's a valuable piece.
He's gone.
So,
He's
and
gone.
also, you're going to get rid of Jimmy Ward.
Jimmy Ward. What's going to happen, Ronbo? I didn't ask you that. Jimmy Ward. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I just said his name because they embarrassed him. They talked to him like he was a chump. I said, that was no reason.
How can you choose Gibson over Jimmy Ward? I think that's ridiculous. Am I crazy?
No, you're right to think. But the thing is, he's more valuable to them because Gibson does a good job back there in the safety spot. So Jimmy does such a great job in the slot.
He's not a playmaker.
Well, no, but Jimmy does such a great job in the slot that who are you going to put in there? I don't know. Who would you trust to put in the slot besides Jimmy right now?
No, what I would do is I would pay Mosley, and Lenoir's coming back, and there's my slot interchangeable. They fight for it, second and third corner right there. Mosley's definitely coming back if I'm a 49ers because you see what he did, and if he's healthy and he plays the whole season, and you got Mooney on the other side, come on. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
The way he can tackle.
I just wonder.
I believe in that if I'm the 49ers. I believe in what I saw if I'm the 49ers. It's multi goals.
And how do you feel about Demo? Are you a Demo fan? I'm a Demo fan now. In the beginning, people say, hey, Ronbo, man, look, I don't know about that Devontae. Look, man, let me tell you something here. Best corners in the league, Devontae does the same thing to them, too. You can't use certain wide receivers as a rule, as a measure, because Devontae will smoke any cornerback in the NFL. But Demo held his own against damn near just all of them.
Yeah, he did, but it seemed like he got to get warmed up or something because he will get cooked early on.
He does get smoked at least once.
He's gonna get cooked. He's gonna get cooked, and it's gonna look ugly too. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna look real ugly. So if you got Mosley in the building, you definitely gotta try to. I mean, do you really think somebody would make a big offer to Mosley? You think they would price us
not
for
right
Mosley?
now. And the 49ers are probably going to lowball him. The 49ers are definitely going to offer him.
Yeah.
They know Mosley can play, and he knows their system. He's valuable. He's going to come back. I don't know if he'll accept what they're going to offer him because the 49ers act like right now that we're on food stamps. So, it's going to be a thing where are they going to offer him something that's going to make him say, okay,
Yeah.
I think a lot of some say,
Well, I don't.
can I look
I don't
around
want you to
first?
feed into that Ronbo. I don't want you to feed into that cheap nonsense. I mean, let's speak facts. Let's be honest. Isn't it day one of free agency? We don't know anything right
Not
now.
yet,
You
true.
know what I mean? So let's not be the 41ers. All right. Let's can we get 10 days of free agency? My goodness, that we don't know. Anybody spent $1? Ain't nobody spent $1 yet. So let's not label us as cheap. Yeah. Let's wait and see on the free agency. And I'll tell you, as
Fair.
far as free agency, I'm definitely looking at our own first. I'm looking in building first, and I really don't understand why a lot of the faithful are not valuing Jimmy Ward like they should. When you're talking about the slot, I mean, and what nobody else is talking about too, Ronbo, speaking of Jimmy Ward, is we never really seen 3 or 4 game stretch with Hufanga and Jimmy Ward together with the athleticism, the versatility of a Jimmy Ward.
And experience.
Gibson is an experience, and Gibson is like your traditional free safety who's kind of overachieved. I would have to say, if I don't know if you'd agree with that, but he's overachieved when we know Jimmy Ward is a talented player. You know, Jimmy Ward's a playmaker. You know what I mean? Jimmy Ward is a good tackler, and you still have the versatility. So you want to just not bring back a guy who's versatile? Like, I really feel like we've shown that we value versatility when it comes to Armstead.
I'm with you. I want him back.
I don't think it's strong enough in the faithful. I think the faithful assumes that he's already out of the building.
You know, one thing about our fan base, they don't consider the consequences of some ball players leaving.
They don't.
They think everybody's expendable. And then when the shit goes south, they're not anywhere to be seen. I don't listen to that anymore. I try to remain rational, and you know the truth from that.
Yeah.
So don't subscribe to that, because I know and you know that Jimmy Ward leaves, it is going to have an impact on this roster. I don't know how good or bad.
For the culture alone, also, just for the culture, just from them being, he's had to be the longest tenured. He's probably played with Bowman and Patrick Willis, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So he
14? 13, 14?
Yeah,
14
he's been on the team. I mean, there's no more Staley's or anything. He's the guy. You know what I mean? As far as tenure. So, you know, you factor in he's proven. You know what I mean? He's probably just for the culture alone, the locker room. Yeah, he's a really good safety. He's one of the better free safeties, and the versatility just makes him so valuable. Now, you want to talk about another team coming in, and I can see another team coming in and giving Jimmy Ward a bag. I can see that.
Listen, Mosley and Jimmy will be in Seattle if the 49ers let them go. You know how Pete Carroll is.
Can you imagine?
Now, Pete Carroll gets 2 blue-chip ball players with a lot of intel. That's not good.
Seattle got draft capital. Seattle got young studs. They got a guy specifically for Nick Bosa at left tackle, a rookie, who actually blocked Nick Bosa very well last year overall.
I saw that. I just didn't want
they got a situation. I mean, I hate him or love it, man. Pete Carroll for what
I know, right? I respect him. I actually have respect for Russell Wilson nowadays. You know, because when you look back on it, you got to respect those two. Richard Sherman.
You got to respect them, but you know about the draft picks and everything that they got going. When the young corner, the young lockdown corner, the rookie that probably should have won Rookie of the Year for was Sauce Gardner, Woolen, what is his name? They got him, and then you know the receivers they got. They always give us problems, and they're just they got like 2 first-round picks at least.
And fam, Jamal Adams is liable to come rolling back up in there next year.
Oh, so shit, I forgot about him.
I know, right?
Yeah.
J-Dog, always a pleasure. Glad we can hold on a little longer tonight, too. I gotta go now.
Caught up, man. Yeah, all right, bro. All right, Ronbo. Peace, bro. Boston in the house. Love you, Ronbo. 49ers in the house, baby. I love y'all in the chat, man. Boston loves y'all, man. Let's rock. 49ers for life, baby. Thanks, Ronbo. Peace, bro.
What a Boston's finest. J-Dog, have a great night, fam.
Peace, bro.
Peace. And here he comes just in time, too, because Rudy's raging, and they're talking about the Rams have taken over the ship. Hey, yo, Jalen.
Cardinals are irrelevant. Rams, y'all are bitch. Gene D, come back. We miss you, and you can get in on this sad pitch.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronbo, what these lambs in here talking about?
Oh, man, because they're still living in 2022 when they got their one ring in the entire history of the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I understand about St. Louis, but we're talking to L.A., beautiful downtown cosmopolitan L.A. See, and Rudy's running around. I mean, the dude has pounded a hole in his own chest, pounding it. Rudy, you got one ring. You can't come at me. Rudy's all over me at Twitter. Every few minutes, there's Rudy with another little dig. I said, how's this dude? Yeah, Rumbo's been 30 years.
Ronbo, don't let yourself be indulged in any type of annoyance when it comes to Rams. Ronbo, what have they done besides that one ring in the last 20 years?
Not a damn thing.
And I'm talking about LA. I ain't talking about St. Louis, goddammit, because that's two different organizations.
Two different teams, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't, like, y'all ain't done nothing. Some clowns. And you ain't gonna do nothing for the next few years, God knows. F them picks, right?
Yeah.
You ain't got no picks, ain't got no cap.
I'm hearing comparisons from my man about Aaron Donald and Nick Bosa. And I said, Aaron Donald, it was too bad Nick's, for all his heroics in the regular season, hasn't got any rings to show for it. I said, oh, and he's got a picture of Aaron jumping around. Listen, Aaron Donald took his entire career to get that ring, and he's probably going to retire this year because why in hell would anybody want to be a part of the Rams organization this year? So, this is the thing I got to put up with. I can't stand it. I try to ignore him. I can't do it. The man is so annoying. Rudy, I'm going to get you, man. I'm telling you right now. Bring it. I'm telling you, I'm having no problem with this.
Ronbo, the last time the Rams beat a respectable 49ers team in the regular season, Colin Kaepernick was a top 10 quarterback. I'm not worried about nothing the Rams are talking about. They're not good.
Remember, I don't know how old you were at that time, but
I was 11. About 11. I ain't went through puberty yet. I can tell you that. I was pretty young.
Listen, two and 14.
Young.
We won 2 games that season. And
no, Ronbo. No,
was against beautiful downtown
Colin Kaepernick
LA.
I said since Colin Kaepernick was a top 10 quarterback, we got to go back a little bit farther than that. Further.
I'm talking about when Kaepernick was finishing up in San Francisco, and we only won 2 games. Both of them.
Yeah, but we swept them. Yeah, we swept them. That was tough. 2-14 with Chip Kelly. Swept the Rams. Rams, y'all ain't done nothing in a while. I mean, when it comes to just relevancy, I mean, you won you a little ring, went all in. All right, that's fine. But you still are the victims of the lowest scoring Super Bowl in history. You put up 3 points. We're not going to forget that.
Jim, don't forget this year, one of the worst defending Super Bowl champions in NFL history.
Bunch of clowns, honestly, Ron. But I don't know how you can be a Rams fan. I don't know where they come from either. There's no history there. There's no history there. I mean, you got your Kurt Warner jerseys. What the other little running back that played for him. But I mean, Rombo, you got about maybe 5 jerseys that these Rams circle through. They cycle through. They ain't got much there.
And Jalen, when's the last time you seen somebody walk around one look kind of dusty and worn a little bit? Ain't no.
Oh, they all brand new. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, these all the new guys. Ain't no history, no Hall of Famers. Where are your Navarro Bowmans or your Jimmy Garoppolo jerseys? Your middle era jersey. You don't have anybody.
The Jerry Rice, the greatest of all time. Jalen,
they got Kurt Warner, Rombo, Mr. Convenience Store.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Shit.
Okay, I give it to him.
Oh,
they've had a running. They have a running back I like. I like Eric Dickerson. The Rams, fearsome foursome. I have respect for them. There wasn't no Super Bowls being given out at that time, but this is the thing. But anyway, Jalen, you got the 49ers pretty much acting like we ain't got no money, y'all, so we ain't gonna be buying nobody to help out that defensive line. But we will be working on some of the guys. We're bringing Javon Kinlaw. We still believe in him. And Kalia Davis.
No, I don't believe in him. We need to restructure Eric Armstead contract.
I think did they do Eric last year? They didn't do Eric last year, did they?
No, I don't think they have, but he needs to be restructured because he's making a lot of money. And he ain't, I mean, yeah, he needs to be
I still
restructured.
want him on the team, but the thing is, if he
Yeah, I
could
want Eric
restructure,
on the team for
yeah,
sure.
he
I
can
just
do
need
that.
his contract restructured.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's making too much for sure. And if he's not gonna be able to stay on the field 16 weeks, he needs to be able to take a team pay cut so we can get more guys on the field that can, you know what I'm saying, be able to stand in his place. Maybe they won't be as good, but at least be valuable backups for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want Eric to stay on the team. He's been on the team since I think 2015.
Yeah, yeah. We got him first before we got Defoe. Year 4. Yeah. About there, somewhere in there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Now we wish
Before
we
his
could get Defoe back. Defoe's over now.
Ronbo,
Held unchained.
anybody would take that back, Ronbo. I mean, I have no idea why we ever traded him away.
And the 49ers were unflexible in that deal. That's why Defoe said, "Oh, y'all go act like that? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead." And so,
Ronbo,
because
for
I
one,
understand, 49ers didn't even want to talk about it. He asked for what he asked for, and 49ers wouldn't even go up $1 million or so. Defoe said, "Yeah, they would have offered me something. I would have took it." I said, "Was like that? Don't tell me that's
Ronbo,
true."
DeForest Buckner is worth more than one first-round pick. We
Hell
gave up
yeah.
one pick. We gave up one pick. Man, I would have wrung them dry. I would have took a lineman too.
49ers just want to
Would have
get rid
took a
of him.
pick. Yeah, I would have took a pick, like a third rounder, and maybe like one of their offensive linemen. But one first round pick
Indy gave
that
him how
got
much?
bad knees and an attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sure did pay off.
Yeah. They gave 20. How much? I think the 49ers are going to give him 18, somewhere in there. And Indy gave him what, 20 something?
Yeah, Indy paid him pretty good. He getting paid good, but God knows
49ers weren't willing to go
yeah.
there with that kind of payment, so he left.
The AFC going south. God knows they ain't doing nothing with the Texans and Colts over there. They ain't doing nothing. But
the Texans might now though. They got a better coach. They got draft picks and money. Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah. I mean, maybe. I mean, look at who you just said, Rombo. It's the Texans. The Cowboys, Texans, the Mavericks, anything that come out of Dallas ain't too much to talk about.
What are you trying to say about the great state of Texas? It's funny. But look at the Mavericks for a second. I know we were talking football. The Mavericks just picked up the wild child, the guy.
Kyrie?
Kyrie.
That ain't gonna last long.
I know.
That's not gonna last long.
I give it another few weeks. Kyrie will do or say something that has nothing to do with basketball to get everybody in trouble. And then but him and Jokic, what is his name? Anyway, they both scored 40 points the other night. I said, damn.
Rudy, why haven't y'all beat a successful 49ers team in the regular season? Can't remember the last. Yeah, y'all got us when it counted. They got us when it counted, got us in the, it took a Jarquiski Tart dropped interception and somebody blowing coverage against Cooper Kupp when they played the Bucks for them to even get to the NFC Championship.
Don't forget
because God knows Tom Brady could have beat them that year. He should have, but they slipped away. It's fine, Rudy. God knows y'all ain't finna beat us in the regular season, and the odds of y'all running to us a third time in the postseason again, it's slim. So no.
Way. Put it this way, Jalen, you'll probably be married in a family before that even begins to happen.
I mean, God knows. I mean, Ronbo, at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyler's knee needs a 2-year rest, and Gene D and them Seahawks still smelling like that donkey piss. Let me get a shout out, Ronbo. I'm not trying to hear nothing about these clowns in the West, these irrelevant ass Cardinals, them sorry ass Seahawks, and these goofy ass Rams. Give me a shout out, Ronbo. And any Raiders fans, Nick Mullins beat you on national TV. That's a third string quarterback.
If that, his status was only that because he was the third guy left. That's it. I tell you. Well, everybody wants to, it's tough at the top, Jalen. People like to take shots at us. Why? for that silly cliche saying, they hate us because they ain't us. Like Jalen. Johnny Robinson said, don't get it twisted. We beat the Raiders in Seattle 3 times last season. We are only going to get better. Pimp slapping teams 1 game at a time. Johnny, thanks for the contribution. I love it. I do love it, appreciate it, and you know it's right. B. Ham.
Ronbo, baby boy.
B-Ham,
something good, Ronbo.
B-Ham, I wish I could. I'm not sure what's going on in the 49ers as far as the finances go. When they come out and announce, we ain't spending no money during free agency. We're going to try to see if we can actually farm our own club out for a better product. Javon Kinlaw, we still believe in him. We also think that Drake Jackson's been at the facility the entire time during this off season, and we got a lot of faith in him. Also looking at Kalia Davis, we believe in him as well. So, and the rest of us sit back. Y'all ain't gonna get nobody for the defensive line. We're to win now mode, John. So
like this, Ronbo.
Yeah.
We had a problem with Trent Baalke not cutting ties with people that stayed hurt. And it seems like we got that same problem. And I understand, John Lynch, sometimes people got to learn how to play in the NFL. It's different, high school and college. They got to really focus on their bodies and focus on their craft and, focus on how to be a professional and stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you one thing, Ronbo. I wouldn't give a 2 shit if I looked on YouTube tomorrow and they said Mike McGlinchey and Javon Kinlaw have been released. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, you got to see that. Michael Glinch's definitely not coming back.
I've been listening in on a lot of people, and they keep saying, well, think about it, if y'all replace Kyle Shanahan, what you going to get? Think about it, if y'all replace Mike McGlinchey, what you going to get? I'd be more than happy to replace Mike McGlinchey before I replace the coach. Same way with Javon Kinlaw. Hey, man, he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, he doesn't play anyway, so it's not like we'd miss him. We never see him anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, just think about it, Ronbo. We went and got another quarterback because what?
He can't stay on the field.
So what's the difference with this guy? You feel me?
With
I
Kyle.
mean, right now,
Javon or Kyle? With Mike.
No, with Javon.
Javon,
at least Mike do play. But Javon, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. That's just a dead roster spot and dead money we out there just lingering along. I think we could do better.
If Davis works out, though, like they seem to think he is, Mike's definitely finished. And then we'll go draft and money. Well, I understand. The way you look at it now, BM, looks like they're going to have more money. They can anticipate having more funding next year. You got your first-round pick back again if you want to trade that to get some things. You got a full arsenal of picks next year unless you trade them all away for something crazy this year. And as I said, more money. So you can do a lot more things. The 49ers are actually, and the writing's on the wall, B-Ham, I think the 49ers are going to take the year off on replenishing this roster. I'm really worried about that. I don't know if we can just coast through 2023 without making any changes because other teams are trying to get better. We can't stay the same.
Yeah, I think we should just get key players that we need. If we're going to spend any money, we need to spend some money on a key player, somebody who is going to be a difference maker.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like Debo. I like Brandon Ayuk. But if we're going to spend some money outside of trying to get a quarterback, if we're going to spend some money, we need to spend some money like Philly did. They went and got A.J. Brown, changed their whole offense.
That was Key.
Key. They changed the whole offense.
But we went and got Christian McCaffrey, who actually made a bigger change on our offense than Brown did on
our whole offense.
Yeah. So I think the 49ers are probably not going to be concerned with the sexy playmakers, but you need help in the trenches to make it all work. And this is why I say, Niners, your thing is we kill people's quarterbacks. We're the number one defense. You can't remain the number one defense if you're talking about depending on Javon Kinlaw. And we don't know about Davis yet. So it's a scary thing. I need somebody in there that's already proven that he can do this.
I mean, the first couple of years when this administration came in, the first couple of picks, the only thing they picked was defense.
Yeah, that's how you win championships. But we ain't won one yet.
That's how you win championships. But, I mean, we were stout up front.
2019
especially when we got Nick Bosa.
Ridiculous. Bam.
But this is the thing, though. Why we haven't never drafted, like, one of these top cornerbacks in the first round or something like that?
You said corner?
Coming out of college, cornerbacks, something that one of our main issues with our defense. That really just
fam, they get a defensive lineman.
Everything.
How many years in a row did we use our first round pick on defensive lineman? I believe 3.
Yeah, we got Solomon Thomas. We got Javon Kinlaw. Who else we got?
Nick Bosa.
And Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
And 1 out of 3. We only batting at 33% with that. We only batting at 33% with that now. That's what I was telling you about that third pick, man. The third pick.
I know. And then you look at a guy like DJ Jones in the 6th round, one of the best linemen we've had in the whole time Lynch and Shanahan been there. And you got him in the 6th round.
Let him go.
Let him go.
And we should have elevated him up when we got rid of Buck. And should have took that pick that we had with Javon. I mean, we got y'all. And got
BM, lost on that last. BM, are you moving? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I say we should have took that pick that we got with Javon Kinlaw and got a offensive lineman or something. So truth be told, Ronbo, I really hate to say that if Jimmy G goes somewhere, if a team have enough money to it, we got it.
BM, missed you again on that last sentence. BM.
So what now?
No, I missed you again on that last. It broke up again. Okay, I hear you clearly now, though. Go ahead. Yeah. Lost you again. BM.
Hello.
When you're looking for me, I can hear you. But then all of a sudden you start talking, it fades out to I can't hear anything.
I'm riding down the road trying to get home, man.
All right.
But I just hope whatever decisions we make here in the near future, hey, we getting too close. It's time to get a championship now, man.
Amen.
Trying to get that.
I mean, we got thoroughbreds all over the field. You can't let your foot up off that gas yet. Those guys got at least 2 to 3 years left of prime time football. They've got to get it done. They got to do it.
They got 2 or 3 years left in prime time football, but we got to get it done because salary cap is the issue.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how long contracts.
A lot more players it's time for them to get ready to get paid.
Yep. I know that this is why J-Dog just asked about how much can you get for an Ayuk? What can you get for Debo? These are the names. We're going to have this discussion probably sometime within the next 2 or 3 years. 49ers going to talk about trading a George Kittle for a first-round pick. Debo's going to get you a first-round pick. Because 2 or 3 years from now, those guys aren't old enough to be concerned about as far as another team goes, as far as being too old, right? But can the 49ers afford to pay him?
Yeah.
Probably no.
Hopefully we've been to got a Super Bowl out of before that time comes.
Yeah.
At least one. Hell, the
Blues-
Rams, the Rams
Yeah, they got their
this
one.
year, and they might not be shit next year.
Oh, ain't no doubt about
you
it.
know.
Beham, they got
Yeah.
that hill they got to climb right now. You got no draft picks. Your money is down to zero. And that means a setback. That's a 5 to 7 year setback if you calculate it. How long it takes to get rookies in. You're going to make some mistakes in the draft. You don't have any money to pay free agents anymore. Remember, free agents wouldn't even come to us for a long time. After Balky got in there and screwed everything up, free agents wouldn't come to San Francisco. That's what you got to go. You got to go through all that.
Think about this, though, Ronbo. A lot of people say the last time we actually won the
BM? BM?
had 1 or 2 good years.
Okay. Go in here now because we're gonna have to go anyway. But finish that thought up.
I was just saying, after we won the Super Bowl back in the 90s, think about how long we have been down since then.
That's what happens. That's the way it works.
So
yeah.
So
BM, drive safely. I want to get all the way home safely. And be back Sunday. And we'll talk about what's going on out there in that combine. All right, fam. All right. And Bang Bang Niner Gang says, new merchandise is fire. Let me get that hat. Hey, guys, I'm telling you, I'm loving it that you appreciate the hat. Listen, contact me. I'm going to send the information to Bryant, and because Bryant's the man. He's doing all the manufacturing, and he'll handle that. And we'll talk. If we get enough names, Bryant's going to be pumped to get you a hat. Somebody asked about Ronbo Sports owns the Rams. Bryant may even customize. I'm not sure. But listen, get at me, and I'll tell you exactly what you need here. RonboSports@gmail.com. All right? If you want a mug, God knows Brian, it's just him and his family. They're really good. They designed that hat. They did, I love it. Hey, yo, Elvis.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis. So, Ellis, as you know, tonight we're concerned about the future of our defensive line because, that's our bread and butter. We do a lot of great things suddenly on offense. We've been kicking people's ass on defense for a long time. Our offense has always been the added pleasure, when we could score 20-plus points because our defense said, well, they ain't getting over 20 points, so y'all can put up 21 points. We can win this game. So, now the 49ers talk about, we ain't spending no money on that defensive line. We're going to pretty much work on Javon Kinlaw. We still believe in him. Drake Jackson, we expect a little more from him after going through his transition from the college ranks. And, you're sitting there listening to this and saying to yourself, but, John, did you say you ain't spending no money on that defensive line? I mean, I understand what you're saying, but, John, seriously? They got to pay Nick Bosa, and we all need to be sympathetic about that. I understand that. But, it's a frightening thought to think we're not really getting better next year unless it's going to be predicated on whether or not Javon Kinlaw and Drake Jackson show large improvements between now and opening day, right? So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this is not – I know there's a few people out there we can probably get in there and make a big difference. I'm looking at some of the guys in Philly that are going to leave there because Philly's going to have some cap casualties this year. Maybe could we get one of them? Ellis, am I worrying too much? Even Phil wasn't chill tonight about this. Phil's always relaxed. Jim, what are you thinking?
What about John Lynch saying that he wasn't doing nothing with the
wasn't spending any money.
We're
not going after any big ticket players on a defensive line. No, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if he can re-sign all of the guys that we had last year. It'll be more affordable than us
spending what we would spend to retain 2 or 3, maybe even 4 of our defensive line players that we already have on the team for one guy. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
Depth.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So and we prefer depth over, commodity. You know what I mean?
Because that commodity could hurt. You got Monahu leaving. I don't know. Do you know offhand? I know Monahu is a free agent. I don't know who else on the defensive line is a free agent. But I'm
maybe bring back Arden Key if he wants. If he's not tripping off, Yeah, maybe bring back Arden Key. I don't know what his ticket price is looking like, but shit, he came on too much money. I think he was doing okay over there.
They let him go in a heartbeat, didn't they?
Shit.
I'm
telling you, man,
he's better on the inside than he is outside. So if we could get him on the inside,
it's that system. Yeah, he's a system. He's not a. These guys are system players. They play. They have things that they do really good, and you got coaches as well as staff that are able to bring the best out of certain guys and certain players. And we're fortunate enough to have the staff and be running the defenses that just in more,
I agree.
Just something that these guys can execute a whole lot better. So we just got it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at what happened with Kerry Hyder when he went to Seattle. He didn't do shit, and then when he came back, he played better with us than he did. Yeah. So I mean,
bet you're right. Watch Arden return to the same fashion. You're probably right.
Yeah. So hopefully we can try to do something like that. If Charles doesn't end up staying with us, I mean, we gave him an opportunity, but some of these guys, I mean, they play so good when they get with us, but they don't realize, it's the system. And so he can go to another team and get a nice hefty contract and play like shit,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he got his money, so no matter how he's playing, that's not going to matter because he's trying to get that money, and I ain't mad at him.
No.
But yeah, I don't see a problem with that. I think we're going to address the defensive line in the draft for sure. At least 2 guys on the defensive line we'll be getting. I'm hoping we can utilize all 11 picks this year. Trading up maybe once will be okay if we can package 2, picks together for a worthy player. But as far as, moving up, using 3 picks to move up to get 1 guy and all that other shit, I don't really want to risk doing that because if we're tight with money, we need to try to hit on as many of these draft picks that we can because we can go cheaper if we can bring these guys into our system, coach them up, have them play, at a high level, and we can, we can benefit from those low ticket prices on those players, and just keep coaching them up until they get better. I mean, we're going to get some gems. We're going to get some really great players. I think it'd be better if we could do that. If we could at least utilize 9 of those picks, and only sacrifice 2 out of that 11.
Yeah, because we don't need 11 picks, but
that would be the best. That would be the best move.
Yeah.
Now, I heard we've seen a lot of quarterbacks, so you can rest assured we're going to get a quarterback in the draft.
Oh yeah, and a tight end.
I was listening to Chat Sports earlier. Yeah, a tight end for sure, a quarterback for sure, definitely a corner or secondary player or 2, offensive line for sure, and we're going to get a running back. I know everybody's kind of like, as long as it's not in the 3rd round. Let's get some UDFAs in there.
Right, I was going to say, he's probably going to be UDFA because the 49ers should have learned after 2 years, since they don't like TDP, it seems, just stop with the draft pick. You guys aren't going to use him anyway, and when he comes in, you're not going to be happy with his performance. Get you another UDFA. Jordan Mason was the best of the lot. You didn't even use a pick on him.
We did that shit 2 seasons in a row, man. Imagine what we could have did with those 3rd-round picks instead of getting, Trey Sermon and
Elijah Mitchell Davis. Was Elijah Mitchell 5th or 6th round?
6th.
Yeah.
6th-round pick.
Near the end of the draft.
Yep. Talanoa was a 5th-round pick. We could be here all day, and then UDFA with Jordan Mason. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get some late round steals or some UDFAs. I'm looking forward to that. I think we do really well. We do exceptional, honestly.
Because I love spots.
Some other teams that do some good picks too, man. The Chiefs, they've been doing pretty good with their picks. Baltimore gets some really good picks. I mean, shit, man. There's some teams taking advantage. I swear to God, I felt like the Ravens had like 20 draft picks last season. I was like, why the fuck is their name getting called so much? They got like, they're sitting over there with, 20 draft picks. I heard them but they were smart. They were good. They were going back and getting picks, and, they're
you play the
smart
odds,
organization. They do pretty damn well. Yeah.
You pick up all them players, at least one of them's going to be
pretty
good.
damn well.
And the Chiefs were the youngest team. That's frightening for the rest of the NFL. Those guys are all a lot of
Sky
them
Moore,
contracts.
Kadarius Toney, that tight end. They gonna be coming with it, man. That boy Kadarius Toney, I was talking about him. I told you played with Kyle Pitts at Florida, and that boy ain't no joke. That boy ain't no joke. The Giants could not do him. They did him no.
I asked you about that during the game.
service.
Remember? You know what? Hey, watch and see now though, because now you figure the 49ers are going to try to run that same show, But watch Bieniemy be the reason why. If the Chiefs don't do as well this year as they have been, and Bieniemy's over there being an assistant, which a lot of us think, why? He could be a head coach. See,
oh my goodness! Don't tell me.
What's his name is definitely. I mean, Andy Reid is probably the biggest mind in football, but Bieniemy had to help that engine run. I want to see what happens. I can't wait to see what the Chiefs look like next year.
The enemy went to the Commanders
as an assistant.
To be an assistant,
yes,
head coach, assistant head coach.
He's an assistant head coach.
Oh my God,
and he accepted
going
it.
on,
but he said he'd rather run that risk than just sit behind, waiting for Andy Reid to retire, because he's probably the heir apparent he would have been. But Andy Reid may not retire. He's got Mahomes. He may not retire for 4 or 5 more years.
Good night, no problem. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of shaky. Maybe with Ron Rivera, if Ron Rivera has a tough season and they end up getting rid of him, then maybe Bieniemy can fall right in. Maybe that's what he's kind of hoping.
But I like Ron. I don't want to
on
see
the low.
him. I want to wonder why the Chargers wouldn't pick him up. There's other Indy. Indy. Why? What's that guy's name? We got Reich. Who did he go to? Why would I pick Reich? What's he gonna do? Have Carson Wentz come over to where he is? That was.
I'm still. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I think he went to Panthers. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking,
Yeah. I believe that's what he did.
What he's doing? Give him.
They should have got Bieniemy. They got to give him a damn job. Their offense. I mean, they do crazy shit. All those formation flips and all that stuff to confuse the other team. Like, they're very witty. They're very unorthodox. They do shit where you're like, huh? Yeah, they step out of the box, and that's why they're so effective. And then they got, they got the players to match that.
Exactly.
Guys are ready, and they're catching people by surprise.
Have you ever seen that
a lot of
around the
personality
they did at that huddle? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's like, huh? What the hell is this? Pop Warner? You know what I mean? Yeah.
And why you tripping on that?
We're going that back. We're going that far back.
They're ready to play on you.
For sure. Touchdown!
Harold, is that true? Harold says that Bieniemy doesn't call plays. Okay, so who designs those plays in practice? Bieniemy he's the OC. I don't know, Ellis. You played.
I think it's a collective. I think it's a collective. It's not Andy Reid. Andy Reid is not doing that shit by himself. If that's the case, then why the hell was Bieniemy an offensive coordinator for that long?
Because we all know that
why would they even need him for?
Well, you're right. Because we all know Mike McDaniel had a huge impact on what Kyle Shanahan was doing. So it's play design. There's a huge importance of play design as well as play calling. Now, play calling, I understand, is a chess game, and you got to sit out there and you got to run that strategy. But still, if I got an arsenal of weapons and things I can do that my OC's got for me, I don't know which one's the most important. That's got to be a draw.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I wouldn't mind if they end up. If the Commanders don't want Taylor Heineke, I'd bring him in. I don't know about anyone else. Taylor Heineke, not just last year, but the year before, he's got some grit to him. He can
run Shannon's offense too. He's that type for sure.
Yeah. He doesn't have the craziest or the biggest arm, but I don't know. I like Heineke. I'm not saying there's not maybe some better options out there, but shit, he's not the bottom of the barrel. He might have been because he was second, third stringer,
He's small.
I've seen him string together some games in the drives that was very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, consistency. He didn't fold under pressure. That's a lot of. You get my respect. When you play like that. And
small quarterbacks get that kind of no love. Look, what do you think about that guy Bryce? Is it Bryce Harper out of Alabama?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. I don't watch college football enough, right? So I don't. But I saw some highlights with damn. But my God, I see why they say what they say about him. That's pretty amazing. Bama, if you're going to be a quarterback, and I know, fam, if you could have went to college and played football, I mean, you would have chose Bama if you could have, right? So I said,
absolutely.
Bama's a place where it's a quarterback factory. If you go to Bama, you're going to the
quarterback,
pros.
running back, wide receiver. It's a factory for all positions. Honestly,
actually, that's true.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. They turn out more pros.
They got at least about 3-4 positions there that you could go there and you can get your picks.
But get your top players.
Get your pickings in.
That's why I don't. When people want to argue about the Big Ten and Pac-12, I say, man, SEC's where I want to go, man. I mean, you look at all those schools in SEC. I'm going south for football players. No problem.
I'm telling you, Texas, that boy Bijan Robinson, or Bijan Robinson from Texas. That's a big boy, and he moves and he looks incredible. He's gonna blow the top off the league next year. Whoever gets him, they got some great players coming out this draft. Here coming Ronbo. So keep your eyes peeled. But Bryce Young, I don't know, man. I watched him the year before. Georgia won, I think, the last 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't they win it?
Yeah.
I watched him play against. I watched him play against the Bulldogs the season before last, and I'm like, how the fuck did they have him a starting quarterback? He was looking like, I don't know, like he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Like, did y'all just throw him out there? And then now I hear him, he's supposed to be a Heisman Trophy and this and that. I don't know if he's going to be that good, honestly. I don't know. I'm not sold on Bryce yet.
You got to give it to the man knows how to develop. I don't know what he's doing. They got a lot of talent, but I saw him throwing some pinpoint. He was throwing Kyle Shannon's offense. He was throwing guys open on pinpoint shots. As you know, he's pro ready, ain't he? So
yeah. Well, hopefully he does have a successful career and stuff like that wherever he goes. He's got to put on some lbs for sure. You know what I mean? He got to get the muscle milk cracking, and he's got to get some extra meals in and stuff like that, man. Ain't no calorie counting.
The NFL diet
at the QB position. Just ask Josh Allen.
Yeah,
that kid's bulky. He's solid.
Else we go. And I forgot about
sir.
Hurts is from Alabama. Anyway, fam, I'll be back Sunday. Looking for you. All right.
That's a bet. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Ronbo. Thank you for the platform as always.
Shout out to that squad too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And shout out to the faithful, man. All day, every day. Y'all know what it is.
Appreciate you, Night, Ellis.
Peace.
There you go. And let's go bring the law in. Deputy Brian. Hey, Brian.
Once again, America, it is the world's dangerous podcast. The law says, know your role and shut your mouth.
Rudy. What are you watching?
What's up?
It sounds like my kind of entertainment. What is all that shouting?
Oh man, I'm watching. Let me turn that down. I didn't mean to please be that loud.
No, it's really funny.
Watching movie Sniper with Tom Berenger.
Oh yeah. I was hoping you'd say, "Oh, that's my family. They're a little out of control tonight."
No, not this night. Not this night. What's going on, Ronbo?
Hey, Brian, because we're talking about like the 49ers are not. They're going to be spendthrifts this year, and they're going to try to spend their money wisely. I think they're nervous about signing Nick Bosa. They want to have all the funds available that they can, so they've already made it clear to everybody they're not beginning hunting for any defensive linemen in free agency this year. But then you question, they're going to look for a quarterback, as John Lynch has already said, a veteran quarterback to come in because we only have 2. One of them is going to be laid up for a while, probably not be ready for the beginning of the season, while Trey Lance is not going to be able to run the thing by himself. He's going to need some help out there. He will be the starter, but somebody's got to come in and back him up, right? So you figure they're going to draft a quarterback as well to make that 3. But then, I don't know, man. I mean, you got to give it to Saban. You know the man knows how to develop. I don't know what he's doing. They got a lot of talent, but I saw him throwing Kyle Shannon's offense. He was throwing guys open on pinpoint shots. As you know, that's he's pro ready, ain't he? So
Well,
Brian, if you were a quarterback, a veteran quarterback, been around the league for a long time, and the 49ers call you up, hey, yeah, John Lynch here. Hi, John. And before you ask me, no. What do you think I was going to ask you? You want to know if I want to come to play a backup quarterback for you? No, I don't think so, but thanks. Because first of all, I'm going to come there. I'm going to have to back up. I figure that Brock Purdy's going to come back at some point. I also know that Trey Lance, you've invested in him. No matter what he's looking like, he's going to have to start, and you're going to ask me to back up, and then I'm going to be third string quarterback at some point. And if I do play, I'm probably going to get killed. So I don't think so, because our rate of quarterbacks getting beaten to the dirt is high, probably worse than the league. No, there's no doubt about it. We are the worst in the league at quarterbacks getting hurt. So, that's a pretty good, I don't know who they're going to bring in. But what are you thinking on that matter? As far as saving money in a quarterback, who would you pick up if you could to come in and back up the quarterbacks?
Ooh, Ronbo. Well, I'm gonna open up my statement by saying give you a short list of hell no's. First of
Plenty of those.
Baker Mayfield, hell no. Carson Wentz, hell no. Hell no. Them the main two. I know them really like the main two. And Mario, what's the quarterback from Atlanta?
Oh, Mariota.
They gave us Spitz.
Marcus
I wouldn't
Mariota.
mind him.
Yeah, I think we all agree on Marcus.
I wouldn't mind him. But
Marcus,
they say he might be retired.
He's thinking about retiring. But I think we all agree on Carson Wentz and Baker Mayfield. Teddy Bridgewater is probably in the mix. Jacoby Brissett, Andy Dalton, Taylor Heineke. Here's the thing, though. Let me ask you this, though. Why do we not like Baker Mayfield? Is it because Baker Mayfield talks too damn much? Or what? Are we going by performance or him talking?
It both. I would say both. And then the fact, Ronbo, you remember when he was with Cleveland, and you remember they came, Cleveland came in the 49ers stadium, and we ran them out. You remember we ran them out of the stadium.
Nick had planting flags and getting personal vendettas.
You remember the first play? We had Tevin Coleman at running back, and he ripped one for first play for 80 plus yards.
No. You're talking about Matty B.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's the one who ran from coast to coast on the first snap.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was one of them. Ronbo.
But it did happen. You're right.
Ooh. Yeah. Right. So I don't really, man, Ronbo. I really don't have. Like I said, Mario, I don't mind him.
Bridgewater gets hurt too easy.
Bridgewater, I give him. I'd say Bridgewater. I wouldn't mind Bridgewater.
Yeah,
if he just don't turn the ball. If he don't turn the ball over, get the ball to the dogs. He'll have a defense. He'll have a defense. I think the defense is not going to fall off. I think it'll probably be better under Steve Wilkes.
Oh, I keep forgetting we did switch coaches, but I don't. Can it get better? I mean, DeMeco had them boys playing at a very high level. I do worry. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to respect Wilkes like they respected DeMeco, but you're going to lose Jimmy. Yeah, I think you're going to lose Jimmy Ward. Some of the heart and soul of that defense is leaving. Alshar's leaving. You got some defensive linemen that we're going to depend on now fully that we haven't been trying to depend on. When you look at Drake Jackson, who didn't play a full season, was a healthy scratch going down the stretch. You look at Javon Kinlaw, who can't manage to stay on a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row. And is he going to be okay this year? Some people think he might have been brought back too soon. We got some things to be concerned about with him.
This is another thing, Ronbo. I think the other little 49er podcast thing has been, there's a Tom Brady rumors going on.
I know.
I don't know how true that is.
If you want to talk about it, I don't want to bring it up.
Like,
it's too laughable. Because if Brady comes out of retirement again.
I'm thinking and then Ronbo, here's another thing. Let's say if he was. Let's say if he did change his mind. I don't think that was going to mesh because number one, remember Tom Brady beat Kyle when Kyle was with the Falcons in the Super Bowl in the Super Bowl, and when Tom Brady was with the Patriots. So how can he have any kind of respect for Kyle if I done beat you already? And then you know how Tom Brady likes to free willy. You know, he likes to, free willy everything.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though,
that's going to be
Tom didn't really beat Kyle was the offensive coordinator. He beat Dan Quinn, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
So he can still respect Tom for who he is. The question I have is Tom gonna, like you just mentioned, is Tom gonna listen or pay attention to what Kyle's cooking? Because Tom would step back and say, well, you know what? That's why you guys haven't done any better than you have in postseason. Tom, listen, Coach. Before you get upset, let me handle this. I can see that conversation happening, And then he goes out there, and I don't know if Kyle's got a big ego. I got a feeling there would be some problem there.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, I think. Yeah, because it takes one play or two or whatever, and Kyle is Kyle, and then of course Tom Brady is it's like you got two alpha males.
One's got 7 rings and a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, how are you going to do? I'm going to tell Tom Brady what I don't appreciate. What do I not appreciate?
Yeah.
Where's my leverage?
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Let me ask you this then, Ronbo. With Steve Wilkes as a defense coordinator, does the defense maintain their number one ranking, or do you expect there may be a drop off a little bit?
I think Wilkes will keep that defense sharp. I'm more worried about the players. People don't think Jimmy Ward's going to make any difference leaving. I think it will.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know, not having Al-Shar, our linebacker crew's got to stay. We picked up Burke. I don't know if he's Al-Shar good. We're going to lose maybe a couple of defensive linemen because the 49ers aren't really interested in signing anybody this year. They want to stay with the homegrown stuff. And I'm sure they're going to go into the draft thinking they got a next gem. I'm just personnel-wise, because our scheme works. I just want to know if these guys that are coming in can handle the same load and do it in the same way.
If they go out and get the best veteran quarterback that's available, that'll be fine. But also, I think the main bell cow they need to address is their offensive line.
We all agree on that. I think everybody's scared.
Yeah, we gotta address that line, address the offensive line and outward. Everybody else is extra gravy. If they see something, because like I say, what's your face? The running. What's our running back? God, what's his name?
TDP. You got Elijah Mitchell. You got Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, yeah. McCaffrey kind of fell in our lap this year. Just imagine if he kind of fell in our lap. Just imagine if he didn't fall in our lap. We're looking at a totally different season, Ronbo.
Yeah, I know. I kept trying to tell people. They say, "Well, it's this, it's that." No, it's not. You got Christian McCaffrey to add to what was already a hot fire, and he just took us right over the edge.
Yeah.
The only reason we lost to the Eagles is because of what's his name's elbow getting bent back. That is, they were going to beat the Eagles.
But we got it. Yeah. But we got to get it right, Ronbo. Think about it. 2019, we had a top-ranked defense, and the offense came up short with, the Super Bowl. We made it to the Super Bowl, but we didn't cash in.
Yeah.
This year, we had a number one defense.
Mm-hmm.
And we dropped the NFC Championship.
And a more experienced offense than we did in 2019, right? This was the year. That's why I can't get over this year. This was it.
Yeah.
If there was going to be a year, this was the perfect setting. No,
right.
Break the quarterback's arm. What is the odds of that happening? Man, unreal.
Well, we gotta make sure we get it right this year, Ronbo. We got to. The one I give us, I'm gonna say it right here on your podcast. We probably got about a 2-year window. 2 years before we start losing guys to retirement, free agent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Trent Williams.
We got 2 years.
I figure Williams has got 2 more years before he's going to start talking about I've had enough, especially if we go in there and come out dry again, both times. So then we're looking for a left tackle. We're already looking for a right tackle. We got trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it gets frightening.
Does McGlinchey find a new home elsewhere, or do we bring him back?
No, that's what's going to backfire on the 49ers. You know what's really funny about that, fam? Because the 49ers said, well, we don't think we're going to be able to re-sign Michael Lynch because there's a market out there that we think he's going to probably get paid for. And then some reports said, well, if that doesn't materialize, would you be willing to talk to Michael Lynch? Lynch says, well, sure. I mean, hey, John, you went too far with that statement, didn't you? You dug a hole, and then Michael Lynch does come back a couple weeks after free agency is over and says, well, listen, guys, I'm willing to pay for I'm willing to play for whatever you can offer me here. What do you think would be fair? Mike, we didn't think you were really going to come back. We didn't set aside any funding for you or anybody else for the right side.
Right. Oh, and Ronbo, one more thing for you before I go. Hey, what about Ronbo? Have you been to the latest yard sale over by the Rams?
Everybody's leaving. I don't know who we're gonna. You can ask
Everybody's
leaving. Who would pick it up for the Rams?
How do we get from fuck the F them picks to a clearinghouse?
I heard you're getting rid of Rudy too.
yeah. Include Rudy. Rudy's a package deal. They throwing him in. They throwing Rudy in. With Jalen, now they looking for Jalen. First they cut Bobby Wagner. And now they release him. And now they getting rid of Jalen.
And Jalen, you saw his tweet, right? Jalen said he just fell short of saying the Lord works in wonderful and mysterious ways. Jalen's ready to go. He's delighted.
Lord, God, that is sad. That is sad.
And Stafford's gonna be out there with that broke arm. Fam, we're gonna go. And let me. I tell you, I'll be back Sunday, and let's see what develops.
All right, brother Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production. The law is out.
Appreciate you, Brian.
See you Sunday, Ronbo.
All right, fam. Night.
All right, brother. All right.
And hey, Merrick. Jalen. Yeah. Jalen's sitting back singing, I'm feeling all right. I think they'll let me go right now. Oh, feeling. Rudy, how's it feel to know players are loving leaving? Speaking of people, they like to work, Rudy. Hey, Tony. Tony's probably
Ronbo, what's the word?
Tony, I mean, it's free agency time, and now all the lies and everything are going on. You know what's so funny, Tony? We've not heard any rumors coming out of the combine. Usually you hear all kind of little rumors running around. I haven't heard anything. Not even anything by Lamar Jackson or anything like that. It's kind of quiet this year as far as things being spread around.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of quiet. The combine is halfway over now. You got the other half tomorrow and Sunday, and then we got to get free agency is when it's really going to happen, Ronbo. That's when the magic happens. Because after free agency, then you'll know how to adjust your rosters for the draft.
Yeah, that has to happen. But usually they make these deals that somehow leak out. I don't know if it's on purpose or what, but you always hear about some deal. What? That they lying, and then we find out they ain't lying later on. I said, "Whoa, we heard about that free agency or during the combine, and it's real. Whoa!" So yeah.
But I have heard that who's the former coordinator that's with the Miami head coach? Is it Mike McDaniel?
Yeah.
I did hear that they're interested in McGlinchey because Austin Jackson, his former first-round pick, the 2020, he got hurt last year.
That makes sense.
Most of the year.
they're talking about kicking him inside the right guard to move in that the right guard Hunt to center since Connor Williams is a free agent.
Mike McGlinchey at guard. You know, Mike's
No,
mobility.
Mike McGlinchey at right tackle.
Oh, I thought you said Mike
They're talking about
McGlinchey at
moving
guard.
Austin Jackson to right guard.
Oh, okay.
Right tackle.
Yeah.
And
Mike McDaniel. Well, you know, they run a lot. They try to, I think, in Miami, don't they? Tony, the question is Tua coming back. If Tua's coming back, you don't want Michael Lynch over there trying to protect him.
Yeah, I think Tua will be back, but they're talking about Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, well, y'all don't have no first-round pick this year. How y'all gonna get Aaron Rodgers?
They go pay $50 million. No, Aaron gets near 60 now, right?
I don't know. I've lost count.
Yeah.
What Nostradamus gets.
Aaron is posturing like he does. This is why I'm growing. You know, I hate to say I'm liking him less and less. Aaron goes through these antics as soon as the last game of the season or his last game of the season. Here comes the stuff. I said, why can't he just? Oh, Aaron, why must you?
Because he's in love with himself.
God,
he's
it's
in love
annoying.
with himself. Yeah. I don't get it.
Announce going to no
But
darkness
all I know is they got overhyped, overrated Ramsey up on the trading block because he's whining. Ronbo, he's going into his third year of a 5-year, $101 million contract, and he's crying like a little baby.
And blaming people like he likes to do on the field. Every time a mistake is made, he starts pointing.
Yeah, they're doing Cam Akers wrong. He was the first one to ask out of there during the season.
And then we'll let him out.
He still wants out.
Yeah.
And then the other three guys, Hassan Robinson, the defensive tackle, he said, I'm gone. He's a free agent. So
hey, Tony, was that you who told me Taylor Rapp was also backing up and looking for real estate elsewhere?
Our boy Taylor Rapp, he's an unrestricted free agent. So he probably going to tell him to kiss his you know what, and he gone.
Everybody wants to get the hell up out of L.A. And that makes sense, though, because they're going south from here. They can't. There's no other place to go.
Yeah. And like you said, they ain't got no money. So they cut Bobby Wagner. They ain't got no money.
They just told Bobby we can't afford this anymore.
Get cut either. There's more that's going to get cut. There's more to come. So,
hey, Rams fans need to know. Next year when we play the 49ers, play the Rams, it's gonna look red from one end of that stadium to the other. Because Rams fans are going to abandon that team. Them few newbies and guys that like to jump on the wagon, they're leaving with their brand new jerseys. Probably some of them already went back to the store and see if they get the money back.
They probably some of them left this year. So and then they're starting the corner opposite Jalen Ramsey. He's a free agent. Troy Hill, I bet you he leaves. I haven't heard him complaining, but I bet you he leaves too.
Yeah, why would you? You got to go someplace else because you know the Rams are they're going to give you an IOU or something. They can't pay you. You know, didn't they just recently pay what's his name back, the running back out of Georgia, that did a good job for him? What is his name?
Yeah, they still owe Todd Gurley money.
Yeah. Wait, are you Tony? Where'd you get that from? I thought by now they'd be finished paying him. Do they still owe Todd money?
I think they just finished paying him, but he's been retired.
3 years.
His last year was with us in 2020. Yeah.
I would have took that whole organization to court. Listen, guys, I need my money. You threw me out. I didn't appreciate that. I've been patient, and we're going on 3 years. Give me my money now, or we're going to go into litigation. And that's going to cost you more money now. You make your choice. Can you imagine? The organization is F them picks. They've overpaid, and now you're paying guys that left 3 years ago. That means Jalen Ramsey doesn't know it, but if he leaves, he ain't going to get paid either.
Yep. And now those picks are after them. I was just looking at their draft last year, Ronbo.
Yeah.
They didn't have a pick last year until the third round last year.
Hey, Tony, trivia question. Who'd they pick up in the third round?
Logan Bruss, a guard out of Wisconsin.
How did he look this year?
Never heard of him. I don't even know if he got into a lineup. I don't know none of these guys.
Tony, though, you know about this too, though. Marcus Mariota, there's rumor out that he may retire. What is that true?
He may, because he was talking about it. Because he to me, he quit on us after he found out he wasn't starting. But he had he had a procedure, about a month, 6 weeks ago to clean up something, scar tissue, something in his knee. But yeah, I heard that. I heard about him maybe retiring. I don't know how that's going.
I didn't know he having any procedures done. You know, Mariota, part of his game is his ability to move out of that pocket. So if he feels
Ronbo, Colin Cowherd said, even though y'all don't have a first round pick, he said y'all got some money as far as the free agent. He said, I don't know what that means, or he said the 49ers do have money. Just a lot of people don't know about it.
Yeah, but you got to pay the highest paid defender in the NFL now. I mean, he just got Defensive Player of the Year. That automatically hikes it up some more money. He was already going to get paid X amount just for being Nick Bosa. So the 49ers, I think they're sweating bullets on how they're going to be able to manage the cap and pay Nick. Because that's a lot of quarterbacks aren't going to get paid as much as Nick's going to get paid this year.
And that knucklehead Taylor Lewan, the former left tackle with the Tennessee Titans that don't have it anymore, they released him. He said, well, teams that I won't, he said this on CBS Sports. He said he won't go to Jacksonville or Indy or Houston, of course, they're the same division. He said other teams he won't go to is Atlanta. I'm like, we don't want you. And he won't go to San Francisco. I'm like, the Niners don't want you.
You go to, you know, these guys, you know, you want to get paid, you want to get a job, and you're going to start putting a blacklist out there where you won't go. How old is
Ronbo? The dude is washed up. He's a former first round. He was good, but in week one last year against Arizona, Chandler Jones had 5 sacks on him. And Hassan Reddick, before he went to Hassan Reddick was still with Arizona. He lifted him and knocked him on his butt in that same game.
See, when you get abused like that, you need any team that wants you should say run as fast as you can to get there. So, I don't know. Some of these guys kill me talking trash.
How do you think the Titans released him? He's making too much money. He
ain't getting anything done.
He came out 2014. He's not that good anymore. He likes to run his mouth.
Yeah, I don't get talking smack, especially if you have nothing to back it up on. I can't say that I stopped anybody in the last few weeks going down the stretch. So yeah, good. And I doubt it, like you mentioned, the teams that he put on his list of places he's not going, he wasn't on their list of people he'd want to talk to anyway.
Exactly.
So.
We don't want him. I don't know why he put us on. We don't want you. And I know you guys don't want him.
No, we have enough marginal players at the offensive line. We need a center. I got a feeling Brindle's going to get signed somewhere else because his Pro Bowl bid. So, you know,
yeah,
it's really scary.
But, you know, it's kind of quiet on the home front. The other thing I heard, oh, man, Colin Cowherd kind of tore Aaron Rodgers up. He said that a lot of teams, like the Raiders, are backing away from trying to get Aaron Rodgers because they're tired of the antics.
He brings too much drama.
And the pockets are tied up. Yeah. And he made a comparison. It was because Kyle is always funny to me. He said, look at Aaron Rodgers, his career. He can't get along with people. Kyrie Irving in the NBA, he can't get along with people. He argues about money. He was talking about the similarities, the comparisons. And he was right. Kyrie Irving and Aaron Rodgers, they're one and the same.
Kyrie does things that are really, the statements he makes sometimes, I don't know what he's thinking when he says some of the things he says, because those kind of things reflect on the entire organization. The anti-Semite Kyrie, what are you doing?
Exactly.
And it took him forever to actually back that up and apologize. Those are the kind of things, and people won't blame Kevin Durant, but I do blame Kevin Durant for that because I said, Kevin, you're the one who said bring him to Philly, and as soon as you speak, of course, everybody's going to listen. He comes over, and you never hold him accountable. You never say, Kyrie, I love you, man, but listen, man, you're making life miserable for me as well as yourself. Now, before you start talking about don't make it about me, I'm not making it about me. I'm talking about the team. Kyrie, please, man, help me. What's that name movie? Help me, help you. You know, God.
Exactly. They can do that behind closed doors, but Durant's really not a leader. But that dude was hard to stop, though. Durant, he's lighting that net up on fire for
one of the best players of all time, no doubt about it.
He's hard to stop.
Impossible.
He's hard to stop.
There's no defender out there to stop Kevin Durant. But, you know, what the thing is, though, with Aaron Rodgers, Aaron hasn't – every year, he wins in the regular season, 13-3. He'll do that for you all year, every year, as long as he's got weapons, right? So Aaron has a lot of nerve running around screaming about what I'm not happy with. You know, again, this year.
Blaming coaches, blaming players, you know.
And what he's doing now.
I saw it.
Well, I'm saying, because I'm Devontae Adams or anybody else, I don't know if I'm coming back to that team. I don't know what the Aaron Rodgers situation is like. And I'm not going to wait till the last minute to find out he's not coming back. So I'm out of here. If I'm the owners of the team, Aaron, would you please help us not go through that this year? We want to sign some people. They're hedging. We've got the contracts. Look at this list. I've got contracts going out for all these people. You need these guys, Aaron. But if you're going to sit around and play these games like you do, how am I going to sign these people? You're not going to be happy. We're not going to be happy. Can I get you to conduct yourself in a professional manner just this year? Please, Aaron. I can say, you know, you're on your knees begging this guy. That's tiresome.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's just tiresome. Because now I saw one interview since he's come out of his cave retreat or whatever. It was a short excerpt. He says, "Well, all I have to say is, when people count me out, I'm at my best." I'm like, what a jerk.
See? He's going back to Green Bay.
Yeah, no.
That's it.
Yeah,
Tony,
move on.
He's going. I don't know why. He knows he's going back. That was unnecessary. But, Tony, we're going to go. I'll be back Sunday, though, and we'll talk about the issues around the NFL as well as our own teams, because there's always fun stuff around the NFL.
I put it in the chat, Gene D, he must have forgot. The Seahawks have probably the worst run defense in football, and we ain't going to go over that again.
I don't know how you
They
forgot.
better fix that run defense, man. Because all of us, your team, my team,
everybody,
the Carolina Panthers, the Raiders, we all ate against that defense.
Set records.
Set records. Yes, sir. But Ronbo, I will see you Sunday. You are the best in the business.
Thanks,
guys,
Tony.
please hit the likes. Please hit the likes button, because there's only 60 of us to hit the likes button, and there's 108 in the chat. Unacceptable. Hit
Thanks,
the likes,
fam.
guys.
Thanks,
All
Tony.
right, take care.
You too. Have a great night. Here's Tony. The 49er, Brian, you selling that hat? You're wearing. Yeah, I'm. You know what? I didn't know what impact it would have on this, so, but I really appreciate you liking the hat. Contact me at Ronbo Sports. I'll put that up on the site here, and I've got to get together with Bryant. He's doing this, and let's see what he's got in mind. Okay, more information on the hat coming up immediately. Okay, thanks, fam. Hey, Merrick. Merrick must have passed out. Normally he comes right in. And is Liam on the line too? Yeah. Is that Merrick it? Yeah. So, fam, anyway, as I mentioned about the hat, yeah, contact me, Ronbo Sports. I'll put the information up. But if you do like the hat, and especially, I'm totally flattered. You know, Ronbo Sports, if you put this hat on, I'll be so delighted. Appreciate you, fam. You know it. I tell you what, I'll see you Sunday, and we'll see what develops in the world of the Niner Empire. It's always a pleasure. Appreciate your contributions tonight, fam. And I'll see you Sunday. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Please. We do this all the time. And hit the like. Like Tony says. Rams fans, you did it every time you come in here. You guys need to come in hitting the like. I wish I had some kind of indicator to show me if you did or not, so we keep you out of here. Because you guys can't come in here and enjoy my wonderful people, messing with them and pissing them off, and then just leave. The hell's wrong with you? Hit like. Without us, you guys wouldn't have a life. I'll see you Sunday. Night.